Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Shiz and Giggles with the All About Presentation team. I am your host today. My name is Casey, and I also have my lovely co-host today. We're starting off with Miss Jasmine. How are you doing today?
Hola, everyone. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Casey. Thanks for asking. It's Friday, so can be nothing but happy today.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And we also have the lovely Sarah. How are you doing today, Miss Thing?
Well, since Jasmine spoke Spanish, I'll say bonjour, salut, coucou at everyone. Wow, that was supposed to be in French. I'm so sorry. But I'm doing very, very good. Also excited that it's Friday. Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Yay.
Absolutely. No, it's so exciting, especially the Happy Friday with the AAP in the middle of that.
Happy, not happy, but happy Friday,
Happy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's also, in my opinion, the most wonderful time of the year because guess what's around the corner? Halloween.
Ooh, spooky season.
Probably my all-time favorite holiday. And I mean, we're in weird times as of right now. I'm not the first or the last person to say that. That's just, it is what it is. So let's talk about some of our plans for Halloween and how we're going to do Halloween this year in a pandemic. So let's start off by talking about our upcoming event this Halloween. We're doing some pumpkin painting, and I'm going to pass over to Jasmine to explain some more of what this super fun Halloween is going to be like.
Thank you so much, Casey. Well, as everyone knows, we're right now in a pandemic. Boo. But that doesn't mean it has to rain on the parade for our upcoming, not Halloween's, but our upcoming holidays. So, of course, Halloween's coming up, like Casey mentioned, and we're actually fortunate enough to work with an ongoing client of ours, which we love, Shopcore Properties. They also work with West Broad Village, or they own West Broad Village Shopping Center. If you ever have been in the Short Pump area, stop by West Broad Village, then you know. If not, I'll tell you a little about it. They're having actually a Halloween event October 30th. So not your typical October 31st, but of course it's for the family, it's for the kids. If you don't know about it, make sure to follow them on Facebook. That is Shopcore, or you can also follow West Broad Village, and you'll be able to see more information about it, about the event. And like Casey mentioned, we're doing a fun activity that I love, which is pumpkin painting. So invite your kids, invite your siblings, invite your friends even. Come out. Make sure you register, though. You have to register. And you can paint a little pumpkin and take it home with you. Put it on your front porch or put it in your windowsill if you want. But it's just a way for everyone to get out the house and to celebrate this time, even though we can't, of course, do it like we want every year. Because I don't know if everyone's heard, but there have been some changes that are happening this year, specifically with Halloween. So I'll keep hush because I think we're probably going to talk more about it. But that's the latest on AAP events. But like I want to reiterate, if you haven't already, go to Shopcores or go to West Broad Village Shopping Center's Facebook page. See their upcoming events. You'll see one for the pumpkin painting or the Halloween event October 30th. Register if you haven't already, and we hope to see you there.
Absolutely. Well said, Jasmine. We do hope to see people out there having a good little Halloween celebration that is safe and follows the CDC guidelines. What have you guys heard about the CDC new guidelines for Halloween? Because those just came out recently.
Yeah, there's like one new update where they said that they don't want people, if you're going to be hosting an event especially, you can't wear a costume, or you can't use if your costume has a mask, it can't be substituted for like, an appropriate mask, which is like the N95 or whatever. So that's going to be very interesting to not be able to dress up if you're going to like a official event. I don't know if a lot of people have heard that, but I wonder how families are going to do with their kids who love dressing up in costumes, and they're probably like, I don't understand, it's the one time of the year that I can actually dress up in a costume. So that'd be very interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think the most fun thing that people look forward to during Halloween is, of course, the dressing up part. So now that there are a lot of restrictions to it, I know probably people look at it as a way of, this is another damper in our parade, or this is another thing that, of course, we can't control. But I hope this also allows people to be more creative with their costumes. You can even make up your own costume. You can have, of course, your typical Spider-Man, but your Spider-Man could be the person that fights off viruses with a mask. So so I hope people are still creative with their ideas. This is definitely, I feel like, a time of like DIY. If you're not very creative, it gets you into the creative spirit, or teaching your kids how to be creative. So yeah, I was also, if you haven't heard, like Sarah mentioned, about the new CDC guidelines, make sure you read up on them so you're aware before you do go out on Halloween day. But not even just for Halloween, just making sure that you're caught up on everything that's been set out by them in regards to COVID-19 and other areas. But yeah, that's what I would have to say.
The one thing we can't get rid of it, though. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. No worries. It's so sad about costumes, though, because like Jasmine was saying, everybody looks forward to dressing up. And personally, not to get to it, like, I was going to dress up as a space cowgirl this year, and I was so excited. I had a cowgirl hat ready. I don't know why I did, because we kind of knew even in like August, we were like, yeah, this Halloween's not really going to be as what it used to be, but that's okay. Did you guys have any, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little too old to dress up, but did you guys have any fun costumes that you were going to wear or like were thinking about?
I was probably going to do like a group costume with friends. I feel like those are always so fun. So every time we go to, like, we're in Carytown at one of the little shops there, we're like, oh my gosh, this is our costume. So we'll see. We're definitely going to do something, but safe, of course. So.
I would say for me, I'm a person, I'm not too big on Halloween like a lot of people are. So the way I celebrate my Halloween nights are like in front of the TV screen watching movies with my own bucket of candy. So if I had to put a costume to it, it would probably be like the sleeping giant, with like the onesie on, with like my bag of candy or like my bowl of popcorn. So I would say that's probably mine. But of course, the sleeping giant that fights off viruses, because I'll be wearing my mask if I'm around people.
Poetic. Did you usually hand out like candy back in, like, did you used to hand out candy?
Okay. Okay, so I don't know about anyone else. I come from a very Christian background. So my family, my mom specifically, hey mom, she of course, with a lot of Christian families, or if you practice that religion, Halloween is not a holiday that you do practice. So with my family, we actually wouldn't set outside any candy or anything. We actually like put a sign on the door that says like we don't have candy. So but of course, like now that I'm older, of course, like when I went to college, I would definitely participate in any Halloween activities or any Halloween events that were happening. But now that I'm like I have my own place, living on my own, I don't really celebrate still. I don't know if it's because of my upbringing. I don't know. I would say that's probably a question I would say that's a question I pose for anyone out there. Like people that are older, parents specifically, if you didn't have kids, would you still celebrate Halloween? It's like, is this a holiday that's a good favorite amongst everybody, or is it do we like it because of the kids and they can dress up and they get candy? So I want to, like, that's a question I pose to the comments.
Yeah, that's actually a very great social event. Yeah.
Sure, like you guys were saying. Also with Halloween, like, even though like some families don't celebrate it and all of that, I feel like it has a bit of controversy as well, even when it comes down to costumes or celebrating it in general. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but Hailey Baldwin went on like an Instagram rant a while ago saying like she does not celebrate Halloween, and that like shook the internet because people were like, or not Hailey Baldwin, oh my goodness, Hailey Bieber, how could I have just done that? Hailey Bieber, I'm so sorry, sweetie. But going back to costumes, what is your guys' opinion on some of the more controversial costumes? Does it bother you guys? Or like, trying to keep it as clean as possible, but any of the like more provocative ones, what's your guys' take on that? Especially as like we are younger women.
Personally, I feel like obviously people use Halloween as an excuse to wear those provocative outfits, but I feel like people do that on the daily anyway. So it doesn't, I mean, like, honestly, you go to New York and it's Halloween every day over there, I guess. So for me, it doesn't bother me because it's like, I don't care. But I do see like it's very problematic. So do you?
I would kind of agree with Sarah as well. I say, I mean, hey, if this is this is the one time out of the year, I guess, that you can wear what you want and not be kind of judged for it in a sense. So I mean, wear what you want to wear. But I will say, if you are, and this is just my opinion, if you're gonna be around children, then be respectful of that as well. I would also say, especially for females, we do like to wear, the more skin showing costumes. Just being aware of your surroundings, especially during Halloween time, because of course that's a big time when there are a lot of things that do happen specifically to women. I know this is something that that is not something ideal that we want to see go on, but that's something I always say, especially to my friends that go out on Halloween, because I don't sleeping giant here. But for the people that do go out, I just always say, be aware of your surroundings. Always be with the group, especially during Halloween. Never by yourself. And if you're like wearing, a scandalous costume, just be aware of your surroundings, that you're not around children too.
Yeah.
Well said. That's so true. Yeah, and especially like going back to like even our last week's topic about women empowerment, there's often the argument that are we dressing in these costumes for liberation or is it something worse? And that's always been a very interesting topic to me, especially with like more modern day references. But relating back to Halloween, how do you guys feel about like the dressing provocative necessarily? Is that more empowering or is that kind of a not as empowering? I'm trying to find the right word for that, but I'm gonna go with that.
I wouldn't even say use the word empowering, but I guess what comes to mind is like, why is it always women being questioned about what they're wearing? Like, what about the guys? There's guys who wear inappropriate things on Halloween as well. So it's like, why is it always women? But to answer your question, is it empowering? I can't speak. Honestly, I feel like if this were me personally, like, I don't see why people do it, but also there's other people who definitely like they worship Halloween. Like, they love Halloween. That's their holiday. Like, they know that this is the one time. So I can't speak on their part and I can never feel how they're feeling. But I don't know. I wouldn't call it empowering though. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to agree a little bit. I know, of course, like on about to call you a different name, like Sarah mentioned, like SBK mentioned, that this is a holiday that a lot of people do look forward to. So if they find that this holiday equals a time where they can express themselves, be who they are, not be questioned about it, then I'm all for it. If that's what you call empowering yourself to be who you are, I am gung-ho for power to the people. I will say, though, that you can't, if you do want to dress the way you dress and call that empowering just as a, what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the word. But if you're doing it just to do it, but you're saying, "Oh, let me call it empowering," then I don't know if you can justify it like that.
Yeah, like be respectful, especially if like you're taking like someone like, let's say someone political that you find empowering, but you turn it into like a provocative outfit. That's not empowering. That's just you using that as an excuse. But like I said, do you?
Yeah, but I'm all for power to you if this is your time where you can express who you are. Because like this is where, like I mentioned, a lot of people can be more creative. You have Halloween. To me, Halloween equals like DIY, because you see a lot of people do a lot of like DIY costumes. So it allows you to think in that mindset and be more creative. So I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Show your colors, what they are. So yeah.
Yeah, and going back to even DIYing stuff, download this crazy new app called Pinterest. It's like underground, totally never been heard of before. But that's where I got like a lot of my favorite Halloween costume ideas from. Like one year, me and my roommate, we wanted to do something together, and we literally like sat on Pinterest looking up photos of the two characters from SpongeBob, Mermaid Man, and Barnacle Boy. And it's so fun. Like even going on Pinterest for regular stuff, but especially for Halloween costumes, it's just like a whole new world. And with that being said, a whole new world. Anyways, with that being brought up, what have been some of your guys' favorite Halloween costumes that you've dressed as? Personally, I want to go first because mine's
yeah, you got it. That's you.
When I was 7 years old, I was absolutely obsessed with Puss in Boots from the incredible franchise we like to call Shrek. And it was like, I don't know why, I just was like, Puss in Boots is my favorite thing in the entire world. So my mom, because my birthday is in the beginning of October, she bought me for my birthday a Puss in Boots costume for Spirit Halloween. And it was like my favorite thing in the whole world. I dressed as Puss in Boots for 2 years in a row. So it was the best thing ever. It was a great time. So now that we have mine out of the way, because I love mine, obviously, let's talk about some of your guys' favorite Halloween costumes that you've worn in the past, or maybe that you even want to do in the future.
Jazz.
Okay, mine's gonna be really simple. Because, like I stated, I didn't really celebrate Halloween as a kid, so I don't have any kid stories. But in college, Halloween was the thing. So I would say one of my favorites, this was probably like the only time one of my favorites was I want to say it was my junior year. I dressed up as a Japanese girl, only because, long story short, I used to live in Japan for 6 years. So I have a kimono. And me being very like, oh my gosh, I remember that I had a kimono at home. I went home and got it. And surprisingly, it fits still. It doesn't fit now, but at the time it did. So I like wore my little kimono, white little kimono thing, and it was so cute, going around, the campus, yada yada yada. But I would say, so I would say that's probably my most memorable, fun Halloween costume.
So for me, I would say one of my most memorable ones, I was the same as Jasmine, like in school when they had the Halloween parties and stuff, my mom never let me participate. I had to sign the permission slip to say like you have to go to a different room. It was so sad. Okay, but I would say in college, I feel like 1 year I was this like a black kitty. It was basic, but I thought I looked good in that suit, so hey. I'm done.
That's like the best classic look ever.
It's like your one ever. Like it's just classic, and except it's really itchy and uncomfortable. But other than that, it was cool.
I mean, other than that, but that also, I have to just pull in the reference of Mean Girls where Amanda Seyfried is like, they're like, "What are you supposed to be?" She's like, "I'm a mouse." Duh.
And surreal here.
Yeah,
I feel like everyone does Mean Girls too. Like it's just get a big like large pink shirt and like I'm Katie.
Oh my god. Yeah, that definitely is an easy one. Or one I've seen a lot, I mean, especially in college because our creativity dies down a little bit. It's just kind of like a white t-shirt and then like one of the purge masks or just like blood all over yourself. Obviously big blood. That one's pretty cool to me, except I'm definitely, as you can tell from my earlier story, I like to go all out for Halloween and dress up however.
I love when people do like their children as celebrities, as long as it's like appropriate, but like little babies dressed up as like some girl. I think it's hilarious, especially when they do it really well. I think that's so cute.
I feel like I also have to know, okay, this is going back to West Broad Village. If you haven't already, I've said it a bunch of times. Make sure you register for the event. But previous years, they used to do an event where they would have an actual pet costume contest. I don't know about all of you, but I love pet costumes.
Yeah,
I think it's so funny. They get no say in their costume whatsoever. They just have to suck it up and wear it. But they look so darn on cute.
Oh my gosh. Drop in the chat what my cat should be for Halloween this year. I'll choose my favorite one.
I personally think so. For our viewers who don't know, Sarah's cat's name is Sephora. What a queen! I've never met her, but I love her. I think it'd be really fun if you dressed up Sephora, kind of like maybe like a makeup product, or maybe I don't know why I'm getting Jeffree Star in my head, but maybe don't do that because Jeffree Star is like, I don't know, questionable. Yeah, but like a makeup artist.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I'll dress her up as a makeup product. Maybe I'll put like blush.
Yeah, like, or maybe like
forever.
Or maybe like a highlight compact or something.
I'm sure you glitter on her and call her highlight. Be like,
exactly. That's essentially what highlight is. A lot of like 80% of it's just glitter, which I personally love.
Dump it on there.
Exactly. So we are starting to run out of time, but I just wanted to leave us with a few notes before we head out and enjoy the rest of our weekend. If you are celebrating Halloween this year, make sure you stay safe, stay socially distanced, wear a mask, and do all of the good things that the CDC is recommending. And we hope you have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. Join us every Friday at 4 o'clock for our regularly scheduled Shiz and Giggles. My name is Casey, my lovely co-hosts Jasmine and Sarah. We're signing out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.